Hello pilots and welcome back to another X-Wing flight video brought to you by Out of Art Gaming. As always, my name is Phil and today we have Empire versus Scum. It's myself running a bunch of TIE fighters up against 3 large base ships that Ben has brought for this matchup. The scenario for this is chance engagement, so it's looking like it's going to be a fun game. Some great ships on the other side, not just the pilots but the actual models themselves, and the paint jobs look fantastic. But let's run through the list. So I have on my list 4 TIE fighters. We've got Iden Versio with Deadeye Shot, Marksmanship, Ion Cannon, Cluster Missiles, and the Targeted Computer. We've got Gideon Hask with Marksmanship, Predator, Rockets, and Targeting Computer. Meeko with Elusive, Heavy Laser Cannon, and the Targeted Computer. And Seyn Marana with Marksmanship, Autoblasters, and you guessed it, the Targeting Computer. Rounding off the list, we've got Captain Oicunn with Tristan Wren and Gar Saxon crew, Agile Gunner, and the Dauntless title. I will say it's a massive shame that you can't put Intimidation on Oicunn anymore. I do miss that combo, but can understand why you can't do that anymore. But that's my list. Hoping to have some good fun with this one. On the other side though, we have 3 large base ships. We've got Han Solo in the Millennium Falcon with Trick Shot, the Child, the Mandalorian, BT-1, Hotshot Tail Blaster, Engine Upgrade, and Lando's Millennium Falcon title. We've got Maul in the appropriately painted Gauntlet with Brilliant Evasion, IG-88D, Lando Calrissian, Overtune Modulators, Night Brother, and the Swivel Wing config. And rounding off the list, we have Asajj Ventress in the Shadowcaster with Malice, Brilliant Evasion, Perceptive Copilot, False Transponder Codes, and the Contraband Cybernetics upgrade. So 3 really cool ships, a lot going on there. This is going to be a tough one. Chance engagement, however, is actually a scenario that does favour me here. In the sense that I've got more ships to keep around that central objective, and large base ships do not trump small base ships in this version, so that's going to be quite good for me. Obviously the big aim is going to be trying to focus fire one of those ships down, then moving on to the next. Cheeky little target lock going down there on to the objectives, getting ready to basically nullify false transponder codes if Asajj does get higher initiative and go for the lock. They've got a different one to get rid of there, so no jamming shenanigans. I am hoping not to be caught out by that. But looking at Ben's list versus mine, obviously you've got 3 quite expensive ships, 2 7s and a 6 on there, so taking any of those out, half points is going to score quite well. Pretty much most of my ships are only 3 points, with Iden being 4 and then Oicunn being a big 7, so gotta be careful there though. Oicunn has absolutely no defense dice, so if Ben decides that is his main priority, and it's going to be a big set of points that he will score early doors. And I would like to keep Oicunn around because the Tristan Wren Gar Saxon combo is going to be quite nice to help buff my shots. And I'll see if the damage starts getting too heavy for me. I do have the Iden charge to look to save one of my TIE fighters. So no shots turn 1, but it looks like we are going to get into the action, although that is unfortunate. Misjudged that turn slightly, dropping Oicunn onto the gas cloud. That is a little bit unfortunate. And taking an ion for my troubles. Oh, that's a crit, so that's actually 3 ions there, so that could have gone better. 3 bank would have cleared that, which would have been much better, but you know, again, these things happen. It's how we adapt from them that is the main thing here. It looks like I have elected to try and ignore Han as best as possible, and going in for a Sarge and Maul is key, but that is, I believe, the false transponders triggered there, so sacrificing Meeko's lock to ensure that the rest of my squadron gets their locks in. Meeko's nice to have a lock, but he's got the heavy laser cannon. You look at it, Gideon, if he can get double mods onto a Sarge, that's going to be so much better. Cluster missiles from Iden Versio, definitely more important to get those. So sacrificing Meeko's lock to get rid of that false transponder codes, I am fully okay with doing that. Would have liked to have done it with Captain Oicunn, but I crashed my Decimator. Oh, and that makes it slightly worse as well. If I had managed to get Oicunn not there and he'd done the 3, that would have bumped into a Sarge and made her have to take a red focus, so that could have been a lot better there. Possibly even could have caused a bump onto Maul as well. So all for 1 speed variance, I go from potentially stressing and damaging Maul to having no shot. Is such fine margins there sometimes. And the child tokens, by the way, are on Meeko and Seyn. So for those who aren't familiar with the child, after placing forces, choose an opponent and assign the Merciless Pursuit condition to 2 of their ships. Your force loses the recurring icon. After you defend, if you suffer damage during that attack, recover 1 force. I'm going to try and bring up the Merciless Pursuit as well, whilst we are waiting for the first set of attacks to go through. So Merciless Pursuit, after you forward attack, if the defender is equipped with the charge, you may require a lock on the defender. That's for Seyn and Del. If they go into Han, they get to acquire a lock. Triggering a stress on to Gideon there. And let's see where the first shots are going to go. This is a brilliant position for Han with Trickshot and his ability, just adding dice to what he wants to do. I love Trickshot as a talent. I never seem to manage to use it very well, however. It's a brilliant talent, but it's one of those ones I always try and lean too hard into it, and it doesn't pay off. It's almost like you need to be more accepting of, I've got Trick Shot. If it comes off, great. If it doesn't, that's okay as well. And it tends to be, if you don't try for it, you're going to get it a lot easier. But with the obstacles where they are nice and tight in, not getting right into the fight either, just sort of skirting around it is going to be good for him. Ooh, good evade roll there from the TIE fighters. No damage going through. Good start. Been a while since I've flown the basic TIE fighter chassis, so getting used to having no shields is always feels risky. But TIE fighters, good number of evade dice as well to back up that chassis. And again, these pilots, they've got some, like Gideon Hask, his ability, if you're attacking a defender that is damaged, add 1 attack dice. That doesn't specify primary, that is just add an attack dice. So hopefully we might be able to get the 6 dice procket off. And for 3 points, what a fantastic ability. Chucking obviously on Marksmanship and Predator there as well. Predator doesn't work with prockets, but great to have. And if you can get that in a double modded shot, you are going to have, hopefully, a very good day. Not a bad attack from Maul. Spending a calculate to re-roll, and then spending the other calculate to turn that into 3 hits. That is on to Oicunn. No response, no evades. 3 shields down on Oicunn. But it is now time for the TIE fighters to unleash upon Asajj. We've got a couple of locks on there, we've got a couple of bullseye shots, so we've got at least a couple of marksmanships lined up. Autoblasters also looks to be lined up from Seyn Marana there as well. So this is Iden first. Ooh, evade, focus. Does he use the focus? Does he use the force? Using the force to take no damage there. Now, obviously, really wanted to be using Gideon last here, see if I can get rid of those 2 shields and get at least 1 damage in. So this looks like it is. Well, I think that's actually done Meeko first. This is Iden with the cluster missiles. She has got range 2 on Maul as well, so that is, oh, triple crit off of the cluster missiles. Definitely got 1 go through. Oh, that looks like all 3 going through. So 2 shields are going down. The damage deck is coming out, and that is a blinded pilot on Asajj. Good job, she is a force user. But that does now mean that Asajj is damaged. Nothing on the shot into Maul there, unfortunately. Had all the crits in the first one, all the focuses in the second, but Are we going straight in for Gideon, or are we going in with Seyn first? So it looks like that was Meeko. There's the same muster shot first, so Meeko next. No mods because he sacrificed his action to get rid of the false transponder, but here is Meeko. He's got the focus, he's got the bullseye, he's got marksmanship, he has his ability, so it is going to be a 6 dice procket shot. This is an absolute golden opportunity. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. So we've got... That looks like 2 and 2 crits in there. So a couple of blanks, unfortunately, would have been nice to have the lock, but having to spend the focus, so it is still 2 damage going through. And it starts with a fuel leak to start with, followed by another blinded pilot. Oh, it's a good job they don't stack, but great round of shooting there. Half points onto Asajj as well. Now to see what she can do on the return shot. She is not in a good position. Force is down. Focus is gone. Unmodifiable shot here. But it is range 1. 2 hits. Oh, and it is into Oicunn, so just more straight damage. Now, for a first round of shooting, that is pretty solid. Asajj is down to 4 health. Pretty force-starved. Blinded pilot means that focuses and target locks are completely pointless for her now. Just evade tokens. It is quite a mess there, though. Oicunn is more than likely going to bump whatever he does. But Oicunn also doesn't care, because he can still attack at range 0, treating it as range 1, which is always really nice. And with the Dauntless, he can still do a white action, treating it as red, even if he doesn't complete his maneuver. Yep, going for the red focus there. And let's see. TIE Fighters are in a tricky position. Meeko really not wanting to just go straight there. So, just turning out from that. Obviously, as we said, could have barrel rolled earlier, but electing to use that target lock to disengage the false transponder codes. Does he go for a lock in on Asajj or Maul for later, or does he just try and get something early into Han? Could barrel roll ship right into the middle of the board and see if you can catch a shot on Han in a bit. Or just going for the focus. So casual little bump from Iden there. Now, I anticipated the potential for the bump, so what I did was I actually did... and basically anticipating that there was likely to be a bump there. I made sure that Iden did a 2, Gideon did a 3, so that he would have likely jumped over. And just checking where that bump will end up there. Looks like that bump would also be triggered by a Sarge. No, that bump actually is triggered by Oicunn, so no focus, but no damage, more importantly. Oh, the question is, does a Sarge actually manage to get out of there? We've said it before, one thing that is good about playing on TTS is that it would just do it for you, but TTS really just does not beat having the ships actually on the board. You know what, there's something satisfying about getting, like, marking the ships up and just going for it and getting it and just see if you can get it right. But yes, a Sarge jumps all the way through. So I think if I hadn't have had initiative there, I do think that we might have actually had to roll for some damage on Gideon. So having initiative actually worked in my favour there, but it does mean the Sarge is now behind, so no shots for those TIE fighters. And that is sometimes a big peril of the game, is not being able to focus fire down. I do feel another turn of 3 or 4 TIE fighters going into a Sarge, we could have had her down. That would have been a nice kill there, but we'll get back to her later. And a Sarge is just going on the defensive this turn. Maul triggering overtune modulators and the 0 stop. And Han has decided that he's bored of watching from the sidelines and wants to get stuck right into the action there. As we know from A New Hope, he can't leave a good fight well alone. Let's see, we've got the BT1 trigger to come, and this looks like it's going to be just going straight into Oicunn. I don't blame Ben, that's a big 7 points as well on Oicunn, worth trying to take her out. And it's a big gun as well on that Decimator. We've got the Bowtie 180 arc on there. Ooh, spending both force to get aggressive. So that is hit, hit, crit into Oicunn. He is now half pointed. What is the crit? This could be important. So I miscalculated. That should be a hit. It was a stunned pilot, by the way. And when the crit comes in, it still is a stunned pilot. So have to avoid going over the obstacles, but we look like we should be fine in this position at the moment. But range 2 from Maul. Unlikely to get the kill on Oicunn here. However, we have seen some crazy shenanigans in the past, but that overtune modulators combo on Maul with IG-88D is actually really good. Having the 2 calculators, one for the double mod reroll and then one to actually spend afterwards is really good. That is 3 more damage onto Oicunn, down to 5, still up though. Oh, no bullseye from Iden, so no marksmanship or Deadeye Shot. We're going with the ion cannon there from Iden, just to get the more dice in. Sneaky 1 damage, getting an ion token, completely incidental at this point with it being a large base ship. But if Seyn can get 2 damage in, unfortunate. If Seyn could have got 2 damage in, that would have really doubled up nicely there for Gideon. Not that it made any difference, because Gideon absolutely whiffed there. Now, no shot from Massage because her turret is pointing forward. Giving Ben a modicum of hope. Checking the range on Maul. It's range 2, but the turret arc on the Decimator is forward and back. So, range 1 shot into Massage Ventress with the focus, spending the focus. That is 3 hits and a crit. Oh, this could be... Oh, the evade and the force. Oh, so hit and crit. That latest crit is console fire. Unfortunate, Asajj has already passed her engagement step there, so... But we are still at a tied game at the moment. It is 5 points apiece. Asajj is almost gone. Oicunn is not far away. 1 shield on Maul, and currently the TIE Fighters are still in a very solid position. Unfortunately, we do have Iden and Gideon who are both stressed. Would be lovely if we could get them turned around and getting straight back into Asajj. And Maul has a plethora of tokens there. He's got the stress, he's got the strain, and he's got an ion token. Oicunn doing the 2 forward, not obviously going fit, not caring about the bump. Looks like he is triggering the Dauntless ability to get the lock onto Maul. And there is Meeko getting the turnaround there. Very tricky positioning at the moment with that Decimator. The angle on him is just slightly awkward. So Iden has fit through really nicely there. Looking like not a lot of space for Maul to actually get out of that position at the moment. Gideon running straight into the back of Oicunn. I'm not sure if the bank would have fit around. Gideon does take some damage for his troubles. Yeah, I'm not sure if the bank from Oicunn would have fit over the gas cloud, but want to just make space for Seyn to turn around. Oh, is there enough? There is enough room for that barrel roll. Lovely. That was quite tight on there. Large base ships do love to just slip off the pegs there. But the 5k turn from the Shadowcaster. Love the fact that that ship has that move. It is absolutely crazy. Contraband Cybernetics was triggered there, and he has fixed the console fire. Absolutely the right crit to fix there, because even if you're not in the fight, you really don't want to be having to run the risk of rolling extra damage when you have 2 left. Just giving up 3 points there. Let's see. Maul's dial has been flipped. I don't think he's able to get out of there. So will Ben take the red focus for Maul? But he's got 3/4, so in theory, possibly doesn't need to. And that way he's not stressed, he can keep his dial fully open. He does have potentially 4 shots coming in though, so it looks like he has taken that stressful focus there. And Han just rolling his way through. Almost guarantee Han is probably just going to go straight. Yeah, there we go. There's the lock onto Oicunn. At this point, I would be amazed and happy, but amazed if Oicunn survives this. So, we've got long range shot from Han. No bonuses for trick shot or anything. So range 2, so Crit, crit. Looks like a fuel leak into the damaged engine. The Oicunn is up with 1. That has got to be frustrating for Ben. He is still going to have to assign some more shots in there, so Maul is more than likely going to have to do the range 0 in there. But it is enough. That is Oicunn down. Big 7 points overall there for Ben after taking Oicunn down. And disappointingly, obviously not going to be able to get that range 0 triggers range 1 shot there. Would have loved to have done that. Good job the Decimator has as much health as it does. Obviously having 0 evades can be whittled down fairly quickly, but having 16 health on there does help. But losing obviously the Gar Saxon Tristan Wren buffs there now, so that is a bit disappointing. But first shot into Maul is going to be from Meeko. Just the one. Absolutely fine. Can Iden put some in? I think this is range 0 from Iden. Spending the force, no damage, so no buffs for Gideon there, no range 1 +1. And no Marksmanship or Predator either. So fully unmodded shot into Maul. Oh, yeah, that is disappointing there. Very disappointing, unfortunately. And Asajj does get a chance to have some fun in this round. Going aggressive, spending that last focus, so we are getting a damage through onto Seyn there. And it is a crit, and that is blinded pilot for her as well. But going into turn 5, losing Oicunn is a big points boost for Ben there, so it is now 6 points to 10. He has taken the lead, but again, Asajj is very low on points, so can go down still quite easily if I can get the guns to bear, but my TIE fighters are not in the best position. The K-turn from Meeko, whilst allowing me a shot into Maul, doesn't put me in a great position to get back towards Asajj, unfortunately. And she's going to struggle a little bit due to the position of the Falcon. Can't do anything too fast, and the Shadowcaster likes to go fast to be able to actually get rid of those stress, so we'll have to remain stressed. Lovely position there for Seyn though. Blinded pilot has been repaired there. Given how big the Gauntlet model is, I'm quite glad that they provided the epic style peg for that, because it would just get absolutely in the way. Two forward from Meeko. Does he barrel roll down to try and get shots in onto Sarge, or does he go for the focus? Possibly trying to keep some shots in onto Maul. I'm looking back at that and I'm thinking, with the power of hindsight, a barrel roll to the left probably would have been the better option, but you know what? In the moment, decisions are made that when you look back on can't be changed, so we'll have to see how that pans out. And Maul is making a tactical retreat, but he does still have that rear gun though, so I'm just cruising around, doing hard solo things, swing around there. Gonna give Ben 2 bites at trying to take out Seyn there. Again, she has no modifications, so this could work out quite well here. If she can stay up from this shot from Han, it will be simultaneous fire into Asajj, so let's see what happens here. That's not bad. I don't like it. Oh, that's not ideal. That is going to be Seyn down. That is unfortunate. Now really making me look at Meeko's position and thinking, should have done the barrel roll to keep those shots on. Yes, I do still have a shot into Maul, but this isn't a great turn of aggression for the TIE fighters. And again, Iden and Gideon are not in great positions. They are facing the wrong way. They could K-turn to get back into it and hope to try and catch Asajj, but so that is a good roll, and that is triple evades there. Did check to see if Iden was in range for her ability, but did not need that. Triple evades on Gideon Hask. Now down to Asajj. Or does Asajj not have a shot? Still a shield up on Maul. Again, TIE fighters, great when they've got multiple ships shooting at the one, but a weight of fire definitely works out better. 3v3 on the ship count. Yeah, 3v3 for ship count, but when those three ships you're up against is a Falcon, a Gauntlet, and a Shadowcaster, and you have 3 TIE fighters, this is definitely a tall order, and those points are creeping up. Ben was just in range 2 of that central objective, so still denying me the 2 points there. So 7 points to 14 going into turn 6. Time to see if these TIE fighters can start to put the hurt in, at least take out Asajj. Right now, taking out Asajj is probably my main priority. I do not want, after such great rolls in those first couple of shots, I do not want to be leaving her up. Taking out Maul would be fantastic, but that's such a tall order. And at this point, Han is so far away and has not taken any damage. It's almost not even worth putting Han in the conversation, except for any damage that he puts back out. But I will say I've absolutely loved flying these TIE fighters. It's been so much fun just getting these around. Oh, that's a very frustrating position that Asajj has put herself in there. Skipping past Meeko, but right into the guns of Gideon and Iden. And Asajj is definitely at the point where Gideon is getting his extra dice, so can we make it count? Is this the moment? Maul again continuing to disengage. Han Solo just turning back, and then again Han Solo is just having a great time flying around this board. Saw something like back towards the middle, so just turning around to have another look. Didn't manage to take out Oicunn himself, but has got a kill to his name with Seyn. Looks like we just had a look at the arc there for Sarge. I don't think she's got arc, so oh, 2 hits going at Del. Elusive, remembering that I actually have it. And Elusive pays for itself. Lovely. Not an upgrade I take very often. It's a favourite of Wes's, who plays his store regularly. He loves Elusive. Ooh, hit crit going into Han there. Do we take a shield off? We do indeed take a shield off. Unfortunately, hit points don't equal victory points. But Iden and Gideon now going into... Oh, that is unfortunate. Spending the focus. I mean, you got 2 focuses. There's no point spending a force whilst you got 2 focuses. So, Gideon spending the lock, hit and, oh, Predator, sorry, and hit crit. Oh, the crit is going to be going through. Let's see a direct hit. It's not a direct hit, it's a disabled power regulator. Oh, that's disappointing. That is very disappointing. Would have loved to see the direct hit there. Again, the points are starting to rack up. 8 to 15. We've got 12 and a half minutes left in this game. Right now, it's all about pride. It's all about taking Asajj Ventress down for me and seeing if I can keep the 3 ships I have still up remaining. Let's see, where is Asajj going? Not caring about that gas cloud. And we may have got the player order wrong last turn, as it did not trigger the disabled power regulator, thinking that Asajj had actually gone first, but I was actually the first player, so... But that's a blank on the roll, so just a strain. This would be the perfect time to get those shots in. This would be the perfect time to get a shot. -1 agility. Have I done anything to catch out Asajj? Did I anticipate that move? It's a very bold move. Again, gas clouds don't do damage, so just saying, yeah, I'm going to go over that is a bold play. But did I expect it? That is the question. Not with Meeko. He is going down. He is just going to have a friendly little chat with Maul. And not with Gideon either. He has just missed that gas cloud. In all fairness, I was thinking that Asajj would have gone the other direction, so... Oh, but Iden has bumped. Iden does have a go at this. Unmodified, which is just unfortunate. And that is the gauntlet on to that gas cloud. So again, another range 0 shot there from Meeko into the gauntlet in a moment. And just the strain. And once again, Han just off doing Han things. The new question is, can he get back to where he started from? Is he literally just doing a length of the board and back? Or is he going to spitefully take out Gideon? Well, he's got the range 3. It is obstructed. So he is going to have all of the buffs there, but it will be 5 dice for Gideon. Not sure if Gideon's in range of Iden, though, to blank that damage if required. Yeah, range 3 obstructed from Han Solo into Gideon Hask. Out of range of Iden, so it is 4v5. That's not a bad roll. That's a pretty good roll. Spending that focus, no damage onto Gideon. Massage into Iden. Iden's spending her charge to say no thank you. And the force again just coming in handy for Maul there. Blanking that singular damage coming through. One in at Gideon, 3 dice for Han. Gets the evade, but Gideon will get a lock because of the child. Here is the one. Can Iden? No! Oh, that is so disappointing. 9 points to 16 going into turn 8. And almost no chance that I'm going to be able to get shots onto Asajj now. She is going to zip away. 5k turn. That is, yeah, Asajj is going to survive this fight. The big question is, will my 3 ships still survive? Will I actually make it to double figures in points? Gideon is right there on the objective, so that should happen. And we've got Iden there, so barring any really unfortunate mishaps, I should make it to double points, which recently has been a bit of a struggle, so that'll be nice. But yeah, disappointed not to have taken Asajj out. That would have been just all of the effort trying to take her out. Large base ships. I mean, it was a great first couple of rounds at her, having that close range focus fire, but got a little bit too close, wasn't able to keep those guns on for the later turns. Now I need to see if I can weather the brutality that is Maul and Han Solo. I'm pretty sure I'm out of range of Asajj, but Maul and Han Solo still to come in at Iden and Gideon. Iden has no tokens, so So Han Solo into Gideon. Hit crit. All of the evades. Absolutely fine. Ball into Iden. At least 2, I think that's 3 there. Oh, I think that might be Iden down. No, that's 2 on Iden. Iden does survive, but that is half points. Asajj is out. 1 plus side there. Shields down on Han Solo. And the final shot. Can we at least get shields down on Maul? Oh, looks like we've got a heavy laser cannon incoming. So 3 hits. 2 hits. Shields are down on Maul. What a game. That is going to be... Oh, sorry. We've still got Iden to shoot, but nothing to report. 10 to 19 is the final score there. What a game. Those large base ships, the force was really with them, and that is... You can't underestimate how incredibly impressive the force was there in keeping them up, but that was another fantastic game there that we had with Ben. Great to see those ships on the board, especially the paint jobs and the modifications to that Falcon. Lovely to see it. So big congratulations to Ben. Great game. Definitely going to be having to fly my list again. I really enjoyed that. But guys, that's your video from us this week. We still have more action to come in the future, but please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.